A little longer than you probably wanted. I told Josh we're just trying to give full ticket value as we're starting to sell this place out more, give everybody something to sit in the stands for. But super excited for our guys. Obviously, the resiliency they showed. I knew going into this game that these guys were going to be a fight, right? Like they've obviously not been very successful in the win-loss column, but you see them at times do things, and you let a team stay around like that, you get exactly what happened. So I think the greatest thing, it sounds incredible to say, right? That was the best thing that could ever happen to us, right? So to be up like that and to have it actually go the other way and to have the resiliency to make plays at the end. Luke Altmaier continues to just be very impressive in clutch situations. Pat Bryant, and then say what you want about the defense. Obviously, some things to go out. We got banged up. Xavier Scott hurt himself in pregame, so kind of eliminated himself in that. Good thing is, I don't think it's going to be past more than a couple days. But and then his backup, T. Strain, got banged up during the game, so T. Rooks came in. Just a lot of really good guys stepping up in the way the game played out. I thought Dylan Rosiak get down. I called it when they went out for the coin toss. I sent Tanner Arkin. I wanted to keep our guys on the sideline because I knew we were going to go through some calls, and I told the defense guys clipped over. I said, hey, we're going to get it. I knew when we got the ball, or when they won the toss, went on defense, I knew we were offense. I said our offense is going to score, and we're going to go for one. But when they get it, and if they score, they're going to go for two. And so the call about it, we had literally called our 2-point play during the break before the offense ever went out there. So I thought just the calmness of our defensive staff, to shoot Dylan up the middle, and there's one guy that I know is going to make the tackle on that play. It was him. So super excited. Very excited about this week. Obviously, this game means a lot for a lot of people, right? Honors a stadium being rededicated 100 years later in one day. A great player in not just Illinois history, but college football history. To have the Big Ten Conference work with us to give Michigan an opportunity to come here this week, I think is going to be really special. A lot of great things. I think the world of my boss, AD Josh, he literally talked about this game within the first 2 days of our I don't think I even got the job yet. Talked about this game and what it was coming up. So just super excited for our guys. We'll take this one in, recover, get a lot of really good preparation in on Sunday from putting this game to bed. We did enough bad things today to give them the game, right? Most games are lost before they're won, and at halftime I said the only way they get in it is turning the ball over and giving up big plays, and those things happen way too fast in the middle of the third quarter there. So a lot to learn from, but super excited to be where we are. Obviously, I say 1-0 all the time, but to be a 5-1 team headed into this Michigan week, 2 ranked teams coming in Memorial Stadium, that's what it's all about. Very excited. So, would that open it up?
Luke Altmaier made big plays with his arm and his feet.
Yeah.
He's coming on the command he had of the offense and what he meant to the win here today.
Luke's just so confident. Even during the coin toss going to overtime, he's like looking at me, he goes, we can go down there, because he was calling it. He wanted to go down the student section. He wanted to be in that end zone. So he's just thinking a lot more than just what's in front of him. That's the impressive part. Makes great plays with his head, with his hands, with his feet, touches on the ball. He does a really good job of coordinating out there on the field of getting guys lined up. Just super impressive.
Are we able to change for you guys defensively in that second half?
What changed?
Yeah, or they had a lot of success.
Yeah, well, 2 things. We were doing some stuff. When the quarterback change came through, literally when you guys said something to me on Thursday, I came in early Friday morning, put together an edit of his plays a year ago. I think he played 19 plays in the spring game. I watched those. Told the defensive coaches it's just going to be a quarterback run game. It's all it's going to be. And we didn't do a good enough job, in my opinion, of getting ready for that play. And then we were playing some coverages that were new to us, and I don't think we were ready to play them out there in front of everybody. So definitely a lot of things we got to get better in a short amount of time. This was a unique prep because they knew, I knew when I heard the quarterback was out, I figured it was either a concussion or an injury from last week, because he got beat up pretty good in that game. So they had all week to prepare with that quarterback with the game plan. We basically had from Friday morning to game day, and it's just although it sounds like it really is one of the most difficult preparations in that kind of window of time when you got a totally different quarterback. I knew when I watched him on film that was a quarterback that the last guy that was there probably wouldn't want, right? He was a guy that ran the ball with his feet and maybe in the passing game. So I thought our special teams today came up big, other than obviously the onside. We let the middle dribble. Too many guys were looking at the ball instead of grabbing the ball. So we got some things to work.
It sounds like you knew at halftime that game was far from over.
Oh,
right?
hell yes. Yeah.
How much does that help you? What you guys prepared for?
Yeah. Like I said, it's the greatest thing that could ever happen to us, right? The way that unfolded. Our guys haven't been up a lot, 28-3 or 21-3 at the half, whatever it was. To put ourselves in that position to battle through it and come out on top. Again, a team like Purdue, you let them do that, all of a sudden they have no confidence, and you give them confidence. Like when we turn that into their confidence, those are hard to overcome. It's almost even more difficult because now they're a team that's never experienced it, and they're feeling it better at a better pace, better euphoric high than they ever have, and then they're really hard to contend.
Brett, your defense allowed 6 straight scores on drives, but your offense scored on 4 straight. The ability to respond, like what did that mean to see?
Yeah.
What do you think went into that for you?
We have 4 major goals, and one of them was complementary to what we call TSD. The greatest complementary football is when one side of the ball covers for the other, right? And I remember getting on the headset I believe after the second score, but you got to understand the defense scored right once without them being on the field, right? So that skews it a little bit, but that's a huge. When we obviously gave up a score, I go out and they get one play and score. That's a 14-point swing with everybody taking a breath, and those are hard to overcome.
Coach,
That's the biggest laptop I've ever seen.
he came in pretty close tonight to tie the game back up. How valuable has he been? How fulfilling is it to have someone like him?
Yeah, David is an extremely confident young man. I remember watching him kick in high school when he came here for a camp. I was asking where to spot the ball, and he kept just giving me the answer before I even asked it. So that's what mom and dad raised, right? He's a guy that is very confident and performs at a high level. When I come over and ask him before the game what's the number he can hit from, and he just nails it right out. And then also, Chow, I think the competition between those two is really good. There's a lot of college teams I think would love to have one of our 2 guys. The good news is we got both of them for now, and it's a lot of fun to have them both.
Brett, your thoughts on Josh McCrae and what he was able to do today?
So Josh McCrae, a lot of you probably know this, some of you guys really follow, was my literally first offer, right? I literally called him as a head coach at the University of Illinois and offered him a scholarship. So he always means a lot to me. Josh has gone through so much that a lot of people don't have any idea about, and he just continues to persevere. Like, here's a guy that, for his freshman year ran for 700 yards, and then has a knee bruise that keeps him out of 8 games his second year. He has a vertebrae or a neck issue last year that takes him out for the season. He sees all these other running backs come in, Caden and Aiden, and now Khalil Valentine, and everybody's writing about and talking about him. All those other guys are not him, and he just continues to persevere. It's a one-head catch in Nebraska, right? It's a flat route today in the first half. It's a tough yards there at the end to score, right? Like he just continues to battle through. When a young man, he lost his mom early in life. Grandma raised him. Unfortunately, lost grandma before I ever met him. Everything keeps telling him that he's going to get beat down, and he just keeps getting back up. So couldn't be prouder of a guy today.
Since you mentioned Caden, any?
Oh yeah, sorry. So yeah, Caden had a great bye week. Tuesday during inside drill, just a kind of a routine play. He kind of came up, made a move on a safety, lost his kind of balance, and being Caden, it's practice, right? Like he's trying to fight for extra yards, and he just hyperextended his left leg. Right when it happened, it didn't look great, and then so we really couldn't get an MRI until the next day, and then we wanted to have some people look at it. So I think unfortunately he's going to be out for a little bit. Still finding out all the information. We'll keep you guys in the loop as best we can, but right now we're really just consulting with 2 or 3 doctors, literally from coast to coast, on how to handle. It's kind of a unique injury. It's not like a standard normal situation, so we're trying to get the best answer for him. Now this is a guy that he's not going to sell shoes for the rest of his life. I mean, this guy's got a chance to be an NFL player, right? So we want to make sure that we got the best possible answers for him, and that's not a shoe salesman. I'm sure everybody has somebody that's a shoe salesman, right? But I'm just saying he's just not a normal Joe.
Brett, you've said a few times the best thing that could happen is why and what can this do? Winning a close game like this as opposed to losing.
Well, first it's a cannon, right? So to get that thing in the mix, we can stop talking about that, and then to have a big lead, something we hadn't done this year, right? Like we won convincingly, probably Central Michigan and Eastern Illinois, but those kind of took some while to get there. So to have that lead, and then kind of, I think, whether it's coaches, players, to let our guard down for a moment, like the worst things that can happen is big plays against our defense, give them free yards, and then obviously turnovers on offense, and turnovers that lead to scores, and that was the double whammy. So it was the trifecta of how to screw it up, and to be able to live through that and win it, that you just, to be that side, to be that fortunate to have that bad of football played and to come out and still win it, that's something that I think good teams do, right? And I think we are a good team. I think we're a 5-1 team that, is knocking on the door, doing something really cool, and our guys take a mentality to I think they really wanted to win this game for maybe they knew I was really into it, right? I'm into every game, but this one just pissed me off on many different levels, to be quite honest. So, like I just know how we run our business, right? And I'll stand on that, right? So, like I love the way our guys fight, the way they practice, the way they prepare. I love the way coaches coach. I love the way they recruit. I love the way they develop. And to get this win was a big deal.
Sorry, I can't not
One more
follow
after
up.
this.
What pisses you off?
Just everything, right? Like I just anybody that knows what I'm about, right? Like just handle your business, do things right, and a lot of good things can happen, right? So
Obviously.
I like the way they all work. Yeah.
Coach Ed,
Last one here.
So,
Coach
so
Ed.
say the defense struggled in the second half. How do you make sure that something like that doesn't happen in the future, like next game?
The defense struggled in the second half. How do we make sure it doesn't happen? Well, the good news is we played 6 games, and Penn State game second half was not great, all right, but we still gave up only 21 points. This is one of those things. If you've been in it as long as I have, like some of these things kind of steamroll against you and make yourself give up big plays. Those plays we can't give up 70-yard plays. I mean, just not going to win many games like that. And then that quarterback, he is a good runner. My guess is whatever games they play out, he'll be in there running the football quite a bit. And it was definitely unique. And then that tight end is a matchup issue, right? So I thought they really exposed him and took advantage of him in critical moments.
Thank you, guys.